Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another session of Ketu in the first house. What happened when Ketu is placed in the first house? And before we talk about, you need to know that what exactly is the Ketu. Ketu is the south node of the moon, and to understand Ketu, you need to know a little bit about Rahu as well, because these two planets always move in the axis to each other. If Ketu is placed in the first house, Rahu will be in the seventh house. If Ketu is in the second house, Rahu will be in the eighth house. So what is basically Ketu? Now what happens is that Ketu influence, Ketu is basically past, and Rahu is our this life. Ketu is our past life, Rahu is this life. So the influence of the Ketu is very important for liberation, for moksha to happen, But before we go into that, I want to tell you the myths behind Rahu and Ketu, that how and Rahu and Ketu came into existence. Well, as you can see this, that Rahu and Ketu, as you can see on this picture, that Rahu and Ketu, these are the name given to the nodes of the moon. Rahu is the north node and Ketu is the south node. They're very they are points on the ecliptic where the moon is in the alignment with the sun and the earth. They indicate the precise point of the harmony where the three most important influence in our life, the sun, the earth and the moon. The relationship plays an important part in the unfolding of individual consciousness. Now the another story, the myth behind it is that there was a great war between the Asuras and Devatas. The Devatas were rooted in the war and they went to Lord Brahma to seek his help. Brahma told them to churn the ocean. As a result, they would be able to obtain Amrit nectar, which would make them immortal and all powerful. The Devatas held the tail of Vasuki and Asuras held the head. Various things came out during the churning of the ocean. At last, Dhanvantri came out with a pot for Amrit, and immediately there was a mad scramble for it among the Devatas and Asuras. Towards the end, one of the Asuras saw through her trick. He went and sat among the Devatas and drank the Amrit. The moment the sun and the moon who was sitting beside him saw that he was Asuras, they informed Mohini. Lord Vishnu came in his real form and let out the Sudarshan Chakra, the wheel at the Asura. The Asura neck was separated from the body, but he did not die as he had drunk the Amrit. His head was called Rahu and his torso was called Ketu. So this was the myth behind Rahu and Ketu. Now as you understood this, now when Ketu is placed in the first house, Ketu normally it aspects 5th, 7th and the 9th house of your chart, and the Ketu influence, as I told you earlier, is very important for moksha, for liberation. One thing you need to understand is that if Rahu is known for its deception, manipulation, who normally build the vision of cloud, who gives you the desire of this material world like money, fame, position. And what Ketu do is Ketu demolish all those things, Ketu demolish, remove the things which Rahu has given you. So, and it will try to tell you that you are complete in this world without the name, fame and everything which Rahu has given you. That's why Ketu is past, So Ketu owns 3 nakshatras as well. These are the Ashwini, Magha, Mula, and Ketu has been allocated 7 years of Vishwapatri Dasha out of 120 years. This is one more thing. Ketu is exalted in Sagittarius and it is debilitated in Gemini by some astrologers. But in my own experience, I think Ketu is exalted in Scorpio and debilitated in Taurus. When Ketu is benefic, it makes person very rich, very happy, very laborious. And one such example is our great Amitabh Bachchan ji, Big B. Look at his charts. He's got Kumbh Lagna and he's got Ketu placed over there. Before we go further, I want to tell you that Ketu is a shadow planet. Ketu always give the results like the planets conjoined with planets aspecting the Ketu. If there is no conjunction, if there is no aspect of any planets on Ketu, then Ketu will give the result of the Rashi it is placed into. Now look at the chart again. In this chart, Kumbh Lagna and Rahu is placed in the first house. Normally what's happened is that you need to see the position of ascendant and the nakshatra it is sitting into to see the result. Now in Amitabh Bachchan's case, his Saturn is placed in the 4th house and Ketu is in the 1st house, so he's got very excellent results. So this sort of combination is really good. Whenever ascendant is placed in the benefic houses and ketu is placed in the first house, you can expect a very good results of ketu. Normally in Taurus ascendant and Libra ascendant as well, if Saturn or Rahu, Saturn and Ketu are placed in the first house, or in Taurus or Libra ascendant, you can expect a very good results, because Saturn is the yoga for Taurus and Libra ascendant as well, Similarly, for Cancer ascendant, if Ketu is placed with the Mars in the first house, you can expect very good results, because Mars is a Yokarka planet for Cancer ascendants. Now, from Ketu, you can see that if Ketu is placed in the first house, it is if it is benefic, it is aspecting the fifth house, seventh house, and ninth house. So you will get very good results pertaining to that. Now, fifth house is your intelligence, your position, your love affair, your pleasures, speculations, and your talent, in success and competition, all is seen from the fifth house. And seventh house, your marriage, your partnership is seen from the seventh house. And when Ketu is aspecting the ninth house, which is for your religion, for your grandparents, for your long journey, on the pilgrimage, all these things are seen from the ninth house. And your higher educations, and your philosophy, communication with spirits, and what else, wife, younger brother is seen from the ninth house as well. So when Ketu is placed over there, and Mahadasha or Antadasha of Ketu starts, then it basically click all these houses, and you get results pertaining to these houses as well. But earlier, as I told you, that you need to see as well that which planets are conjunction or aspect in the Ketu, then you will get the results pertaining to these houses as well. But more important is that when Ketu is placed in the first house, you have to see that what is the position of your ascendant and your nakshatra. See, constellation signs plays very important role for south and north node, whether it is Rahu or whether it is Ketu, it plays very important role. You have to see the placement of that. I'm gonna make a video soon about the Ketus in nakshatra, where I can explain you more that what are the results you can expect when Ketu is in the various nakshatras as well. Now, what happens is that Rahu, when he gives the things, it gives you things with a price. Yeah. And when Ketu take the things away, but Ketu give you a gift of enlightenment, moksha. That is what we are here for. So this is the big difference between the Ketu. When Ketu is placed in the first house, and normally these people are not really bothered what other people are telling, when it is malefic, when it is malefic, it can take you for the drug addiction, alcoholism as well, and it can create a chaos as well, because from first house it is aspecting the fifth house. Sometimes it gives miscarriages, abortions as well, and havoc in the married life as well. And aspecting ninth house, when it is malefic, when you go for the long journey, it always give you trouble in that, and then what happens is that you can see a wife, younger brother from ninth house as well, and brother's wife from ninth house as well. So all the results pertaining to the first house, fifth house, and ninth house is seen from Ketu when it is placed in the first house. And one more thing about Ketu in the first house is that it give you, it make you restless most of the time, being a shadow planet. There is, sorry, my camera is little bit okay. Normally what happens is that it does give a lot of ups and downs in your life a lot, when Ketu is placed in the first house. But Ketu in first house, when it transit the first house of your Vedic chart or your ascendant, it suddenly change your personality. Your personality is completely changed when Ketu transit the first house of your ascendant. When Ketu Mahadasha start, and when it is about to finish, as Ketu has got the sting on the back of the tail, it is said that the end of the Ketu Mahadasha always give troubles when it finish, So this was the quick analysis about Ketu in the first house. But overall, there are so many benefit points of Ketu as well, And as the example I showed you earlier, I've seen so many charts with ketu in the first house, that they got such excellent and good results. So it is, ketu is not always malefic, or always it doesn't always give the bad effects, when it is good and well placed, it gives you the excellent and marvelous results. So this was my quick analysis of ketu in the first house, ladies and gentlemen. And I will be doing the more series as well on ketu in the second house to ketu in the 12th houses. And just keep watching, and thank you very much.